Ayan. Hi, magla-live ako ngayon. Ayan. Hello mga ka-char, mga ka-char. Good evening. Time check, 7:25 here in New Zealand. So, I'm very excited because today I'm gonna be opening this package from the Philippines. So, this was given to me by Romeo and Laverne. So I asked them to buy me this one. And yeah, I'm just excited to open it or share with you guys kung ano ba or what are the contents of this one. So, oh my God. Sorry. Ayan. I hope hindi ko siya masira. So again, the reason why I bought this kasi I always listen to Chinkitan. I know most of you guys have heard about who Chinkitan is. Hopefully, you're like me. So anyway, ayan na. Ayan na. Yay. So meron ako my negosyo diary. So magiging ano na ba ako? Magiging businesswoman. So before, I don't know, before I've made my um channel, the other channel that I have, the Jane1J1B Explorer page, it was actually a page I've created for dresses and jewelries because I was selling gold jewelries. So yeah. But now I have this again Chinky Tan books or package. I have yay my Ipon diary. I'm very excited to use this. Is this gonna be my $1 million whatever New Zealand? So this is a simple way to use savings diary to help you achieve your financial goals. Ipon savings. My budget, but in Filipino it's budget. So my budget diary, maging budgetarian para yumaman. So this is a simple and effective budgeting diary to achieve a stress-free life. Hopefully, hindi na ako ma-stress. So yon. Okay. So wala lang. Excited lang ako kaya ako nag-live kasi gusto ko to as in. Sobrang excited. So kumusta na ba ang mga buhay-buhay? So me, I'm now in New Zealand. I'm still in New Zealand surviving. And I'm back after my 4-day leave because my sisters came to New Zealand. Utang free diary. Okay. O, yung mga utang ko dyan. And of course, the Pulubi diary. 22 money lessons on how to avoid going broke. Ah, ouch. Ang sakit naman pala nito. And meron pang ipon box. Ayan. So, yun lang. So, try natin, I'll try to do this, but I'll use, kaya ko kaya ito kakayanin. We'll see. Okay. We'll try to do this ipon box. Honestly, I was looking for that new thing from Chinkitan. Pero yun. Ate Alma, baka naman pwede mo akong bilhan ng bagong keme ni Chinkitan. Yung may pa Bible verse. Yung pinipili-pili everyday. So, I was expecting na ito yon pero hindi siya. So, yun. Yun lang. So, again, I did this video just because I'm so excited to get these books. And hopefully, I can also, be like Chinkitan or Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Ayun, wala lang. So, talagang ang pera ay nasa business daw. Dapat yung job natin ay only, part-time. So, yon. Nag-ano lang ako, umaarte lang po ako sa mga nanonood sa akin. Umaarte lang po ako dito. So, yon. Ganito pala yan, may pa-box. O, di ba? Ang cool. Ayun, wala lang. Bet ko kasi talaga to, si Chinkitan. So, kung may mga pupunta sa New Zealand, baka gusto nyo akong pasalubungan ng yung Chinkitan na may mga, ano yun? Wow. Love you, CJ. Nasa Pilipinas ka na ba ulit? At nagagalat gumagastos? Sana dito ka naman magbakasyon, Jay. Magbakasyon ka naman dito sa amin, sa New Zealand. Or lumipat ka na dito, aba. Diba? Ang taray. Hi, CJ. Love you. Ayan. Tapos hindi pa na ako marunong. Kainis. Ayan. So again, ayan lang. I just wanted to do this unboxing thing because I'm really excited to have this for myself. Ayan. Kaso, nakakatawa ay ang galing ay paganto. O, diba? Diyan mo lalagay yung kung ano mang pera meron ka. Again, yung may mga baka naman po merong maawa sa akin. Yung mga pupunta dito sa New Zealand, mahanap nyo po yung box, yung bagong ano ni Chinkitan, yung may mga Bible verses. Hindi ko kasi alam kung ano yun. Pero this one is something that I also like. So, I love driving. Oo naman, I will. You could stay with us, Jay. Hindi na, kailangan pa bang i-memorize yan? Ano ka ba naman? Siyempre, go lang dapat. Hindi na kailangan i-memorize yan. Pag pumunta ka dito, alam na. Oh my goodness. Ano ba to? Okay. Medyo pahirapan po pala tong box. Pero hopefully, ma-figure out ko without GN's tulong. And yes, Jay, punta ka dito. Oo, kahit 1 month, kahit 3 months, dito ka na maghanap ng trabaho, kaya lang. Pagkain, kung ano ulam namin, syempre, tsagain mo din, di ba? Ayan na, konting-konti na lang, mabubuo ko na. Ayun. And then for naman, for those who wanted to go to New Zealand, if you're a teacher like me, and just if you want some change, go try New Zealand. But in one of my vlogs before, I was like literally I was crying during my vlog. It's because, I felt like even though I've been in the education system for more than 10 years, when I came to New Zealand, everything was a new thing for me. For those who wanted to go here to New Zealand to be a student, I'm sorry, but I couldn't help you with that. Why? Because I didn't go to New Zealand to be a student. But when I came to New Zealand, I applied for an accredited employer worker visa. So I moved here last 2023, July 2023. And then I from J1 visa. So I I am sorry. I was a teacher um at DepEd, or Department of Education, Olongapo City Department of Education, for 5 years. So I worked at Old Cabalan Integrated School from 2013 to 2016. And then from 2016 to 2018, I moved to senior high school at Regional Science High School 3. And then after that, 2018, my friend Awi told us, so I came to New Zealand 2017, and then my friend Awi told me that there are, what do you call this? Job application, or what do you call that? Hiring in Tagaytay. So my husband and I tried applying there, and then we were lucky that we got directly hired by the principal, by the principal who passed away already, si Mr. What's his name, Dad? Yung principal? Hindi, hindi yung principal. Hindi, yung lalaki. Ano ka ba? Yung namatay na. Oh, yun, nakalimutan ko na yung pangalan. Pero yun, si Mr. Ibarra was the owner of Harvest Preparatory Academy. And, saan yun? Makakalimutin. In Yuma, Arizona. So, we were hired, me and my husband were hired at the Harvest Preparatory Academy at Yuma, Arizona under J1 visa or J1 program. And then after that, we've worked there or we've stayed in Yuma for 2 years and then moved to Pinion, Arizona for the next 3 years. So I was under, or me and my husband were under Amity Institute. So that was our visa sponsor. And then after that, 2018 to 2023 of July, we have to go out of the United States and do our 2 year home residency requirement. But before that, we actually applied at sa CFO for having a U.S. citizen child. Pero that time, after the pandemic, everything was changed in the Philippines. So we were denied by the for that 2 year home residency. So Philippines denied that because they changed that. Then after that, we also applied sa USCIS in the US, having the US citizen child and everything. But again, we've spent about 15,000 to 20,000, 10 to 20,000 estimate, including the processing, the lawyers, all the things that we need to prepare. We've spent about 20,000 US dollars just to get rid of the 2 year home residency. But it ended up denied last 2023 of September or August, when we already moved here in New Zealand. So ayon. And then for those, honestly, I am not sure if in New Zealand it's a what do you call this? Sped teachers are actually in demand because here in New Zealand, what I've noticed is those with special needs are still part of the classroom thing. Pero more on ADHD, yung mga ganun lang yung mga ano. Tapos we have teacher assistants then here in New Zealand that help with and then just an update with my schedule here in New Zealand. So when I came here, I was hired as an ECE teacher. That means I'm an early childhood education teacher or ECE. Hi. ECE teacher meaning I was taking care of 6 months old baby or 6 month old baby to 5 years old. So, ganun yung age range. So, there were 3 rooms in our center or in our early childhood center. Hi, Doc Mate. Hi, Doc Bernie. Ayan. So, I am, um, I am a biological sciences major or a biosci major. And I am a proud Gordon College graduate. So, flow lang ng a little bit. So I studied pharmacy in SLU, but I failed several times. And because of that, I felt like, okay, maybe pharmacy is not for me. So when I moved back to Olongapo, to where I live, or where my parents lived that time, I told them that I'm done with studying. I'm going to work now. Then 2008, that's when I started working. But my boss told me that he couldn't promote me into a higher position or for whatever reason, because I don't have a college diploma or a degree. So that's when I asked him. So that's Mr. Shin, my boss. I told him or I asked him to give me permission to study. So yun, I studied. So going back here in New Zealand, so fast forward na naman, back and forth ako, no? Yes. At si CJ, I want you to know that you are the reason, one of the reasons why I finished or I've got what I prayed for, and that is my diploma. It's because of you. You helped me all throughout sa pangungopya. Eh, salamat sa pagpapakopya niyo sa akin, Nax. Ayan, yun na nga, ano na lumalabas na yung katotohanan na pinakopya mo lang ako ng college. Nyo ko nila Camille. Okay? At saka nila Aideen. So again, um, so me and my family, me and my husband, who were on J1 visa as teachers, we were able to get our 3 children that time. And then I gave birth to Lavinia, my fourth one. Don't do that naman, mommy's talking. So that fourth one. So ayun, going back, babalik-balik ako, no? So 2018 to 2023, we were in the US. 2023 of July. So remember I told you guys I wanted to get rid of the 2-year home residency so I could use or I could stay in the US. But I wasn't I think it's God's plan na, to help me learn to lay low. Kasi I want everything to be, fast paced. Yan ganyan. Pero yon, here in New Zealand, I've learned how to be patient. I've learned how to wait, go there, please. I've learned how to be patient. I've learned how to, seize the moment, yung mga ganong eksena. Kasi nga, here, it's really life-work balance. If you want to have a life-work balance, you should try New Zealand. Kasi you have time for your family, you have time for your children, you have time for your husband, you have time to do a lot of things with your friends. At the same time, for me, it's too quiet. Kasi medyo I wanted people to be with me. I wanted myself to be surrounded with a lot of people. Yun. So here, I am the only Filipino teacher in my place, but I'm very thankful kasi I have a very great company. I have a very great school. I have a very great boss. So, ayun na nga, going back 2022, when I tried to apply for my New Zealand teaching council, and it was a lot of work, honestly, but at the same time, it's how I, I process all my papers in the Philippines. The good thing with me when I did my teaching registration in the US, in my district, we have that person, the notary public, who could, do the certification that all my papers are, what do you call this? Certified through copies. So yon. So in the US, it's so easy to get certification. And then if you go to Wells Fargo or in a bank there and then have your documents prepared, it's for free. So that is certified through copies in the US. We've done ours at Las Vegas. And then after that, here in New Zealand, I had to make or to produce certified through copies then. And you know what happened? Here in New Zealand, it's also free. So whatever you have, present it to them. The judge or the notary public, that anong tawag nila dito? Justice of Peace in New Zealand. The Justice of Peace in New Zealand will stamp your papers to certify it. If it is in your phone, it was sent to you by somebody that was, it's an email copy or a soft copy that you have, and show it to them, they will still stamp it. That's how, I would say, napaka ano ba, tamang term, trustworthy. Yung trust nila sa atin is ibang level. Yung dito sa New Zealand, it's like that. And that's what I would say. And then in the US, we have how many times do we have break? Is it 2 weeks or 1 week? 1 week? Every term break. Parang 1 to 2 weeks lang, no? Oh, yes. So in the US, we have 1 to 2 week break. Here in New Zealand, we have 2 week break every term. Yes, Ma'am Marielle, yan. So 2 week holidays na, and our holiday will come soon. So this is the last week of school. So next 2 weeks, it's gonna be our 2 week holiday. Um, when I try to think about it, in the Philippines, what I've experienced as a teacher, as a public school teacher in the Philippines is I have to prove myself every time. In the US, I would say it's the same thing. I have to prove myself every time. Here in New Zealand, you don't need to prove anything because you just need to do the job. You have to do the work. Meaning, having that good relationship with your students. Kasi here, they believe that everything will follow. If you have good relationship with your students, then everything will follow. But that is a very difficult task as a teacher. Hi, Marbs! Hi, Pare Koy! Ayun. Being a teacher in New Zealand is very difficult. And it made me feel really small. Kasi the way the assessments are is way much different from the Philippines and the US. So for example, in the Philippines, we have like every Friday, I guess we have assessments just to check. Sorry, parang ang tagal ko na sa teaching. Kaya parang nagugulan ako. Wait. I think in the US, every Friday, there is a formative assessment or a small assessment for 5 days for that week or five or the next for the next 2 weeks that you have to assess what your students have learned. And usually it's only 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 questions just to check if your students have learned that standard. So in the US, we have like how many? 10 standards for the whole year. And then that 10 standards, the students will be assessed before the school year ends, which is April, first week or second week. That state assessment depends on where you are. So for example, Arizona State's assessment would be somewhat different to New Mexico assessment or Nevada assessment. But again, it depends. So in short, that is, I only taught in Arizona. So that's the only thing I could share. So, yun. In the Philippines, we have what we call as, I don't remember again, I don't remember anymore, but we have teacher-made test. And then it will be submitted to the department, to the district office. District office nga ba yung tawag? Di ko na alam eh. Basta sa Olongapo City, ganyan. District office. And then, that assessment is about 50 questions of multiple choice, of whatever type of exam we were required to do. Then you're done. So, in the Philippines, we were required a lot of things. We sometimes, or most of the time, we spend our own money. In the US, on the other hand, we have different programs that budgets were allocated. We also have some online things like that you could ask for help from other people to sponsor you some of the things that you wanted to have in your classroom. So you get that for your whole class. So which is good also. And then in the US, I remember in the Philippines, I think we start school at 7:30. and end school at around 4. I don't know. I don't know if it's changed already. Hi po. Wow. Hi, Ate Ate Nini. Hi, Ate Inday. Hi, Miss Jolan. Oh, wow. Congratulations po. God bless you. And I pray that you will get that job. Whatever you are aiming for, I hope you get it. I hope you get it po. I pray for you. Education Gazette. So if you have your teaching council, do go there po. Try to apply, even if they are not accredited employer. It's still okay because sometimes the school will be accredited if they really want you, if they really need you. So they will do something about that. So again, ano pa ba ang share ko? Here in New Zealand, because in the US, I taught primary school, meaning I only handled fourth grade students. Fourth grade students. That's it. I don't have any experience with intermediate or middle school or high school in the US. In the Philippines, I've handled fifth grade for, I think, for a couple of months. So fifth grade up to uh, high school. So senior high school, junior high school, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yon. So that's my experience for the way, way back. Here in New Zealand, I'm a high school teacher. Uh, but before I came here, just like what I was saying, I was an ECE teacher. I was hired as an ECE teacher. So I think it is a blessing in disguise that I'm a secondary major teacher or biology teacher, which is for high school. But because my experience in the US was primary, which is fourth grade, I was given an early childhood education certificate. So I did discretionary pathway. And when I did my discretionary pathway, the teaching council indicated that I can teach ECE and primary. Ano na namang sign? Ay, Ate Aisa, anong sign, Jay? So, mag-podcast na. Oo, tas kasali ka, syempre mag-podcast time. Podcast time, dalawa. So, after that, hi, Tristan. Congratulations on your wedding. I'm very proud of you, girl. Love ya. So, yun. Ay, pabalik-balik ako, di ba? So, July 2023. So, that's my background again. High school in Philippines, primary in the US. I came to New Zealand as an ECE teacher, and for less than a year. I've been there for 7 months. Honestly, being an ECE teacher in Hi Ate Aiza, being an ECE teacher in here in New Zealand is very satisfying. Ayun. Very satisfying. Oo, yun nga yung goal natin, comedy. Pero dapat nag-i-English nga kasi yung mga tropa kong nasa YouTube, they wanted me to speak English. Kaya we have to speak English, Jing, ganyan. Kahit barok. Because in the US or in New Zealand, kahit wrong gramming ka, it doesn't matter. What matters is you can express yourself. Ganyan. Sa atin lang naman yung medyo, ay, is, are, was, where. Diba? Yung mga ganyan. Anyway, ECE teacher, 7 months. This is where I've experienced taking care of other babies. So in my center before, so Dhruv is one of those people who trusted me and hired me and gave me the job so that I could get to New Zealand. I am forever grateful with Dhruv in that company. So, and as an ECE teacher, it was very difficult because I remember in the Philippines, I don't know, maybe in Manila, but not in Olongapo City. I don't think there is an ECE thing. Maybe, or maybe because I'm not rich. So I don't know that. But ECE here in New Zealand, what I did or what I have done, I wasn't actually teaching. I was more on loving and taking care of the babies. Ayan. Oh, grabe ka. Donna, wag mo na iuungkapin yan. Oo, no? Alam mo, honestly, Donna, tol, lahat ng tao, they cannot believe that I'm a teacher. Kasi nga, just like what you said, ibang-iba. Oo, 'di ba? Kasi nga, bruha, no, not just bruha, baliw po ako. So that means that even if you're a little bit kalog or a little bit of bruha, you can get somewhere, good. Just do good things. And choosing to be kind is good. So going back to my ECE experience, so at the ECE sector, um, we have three things or three responsibilities. One is you'll be, hi Loling, kamusta tol? Oh, yan, Jessa. Okay. Hi Jessa, thank you. So one is I'm in charge. One of my responsibilities is one would be uh what do you call that? One would be uh toilet or toilet meaning as an ECE teacher, I have to change nappies of my babies 6 months to 2 years old. And I think when I was at the ECE sector, I have at least on a daily basis, I have 9 to 16 students, children, or tamariki. So 9 to 16, imagine. And there are three times na I have to change nappies. First is at 8:30. Second is at 10:30. 8:30 is when they were dropped early by their parents. 8:30. So you have to check if they're nappy. Nappy is diaper. So here in New Zealand, when I first came, I always say diapers, but actually it's nappy. So they call it here nappy. Pag nag-iisip ko nga whenever I think about it, nappy, nap time, or ganun. Yung sleep time, nap time. Nappy, diaper. Ganyan. Um, ano na ba ang pinagsasabi ko? So, first responsibility is toilet. So, that means I have to change the diapers or the nappies of the babies. And that is 9 to 16 babies. That's one. Another responsibility is an inside person. Inside person or inside teacher will do cleaning all the toys, washing all the bottles, putting it, the typical thing that you do as a mom, yung sterilizing the bottle, cleaning the bottle, preparing the food, heating the food, feeding the babies. So those are the things. Reading books for them, and then putting them to sleep. So those are the inside person's duty. The third one is outside person. So outside teacher. The outside teacher here, what we do is we have to prepare everything from the outside. If we want to have bikes, if we want to play with balls, or we want to play bubbles, balloons, whatever we want that we could do outside, even paint outside, we can do those things. So those things. One that easy would be the salary. Wow, yun talaga. So one of the things that, that time when I came here 2023, I remembered 29.65 or 55 was the, what do you call that? Yung payment. For you to be able to apply for residency, you have to have at least a minimum pay of 29.65 or 55. That was 2023. And then they change it to, I think, 31 point blah blah or 30. I don't remember those things, but yes, when I applied for my thing, I did not do the straight to residency requirement. What I've applied is skilled migrant category. So for those who have their doctorate degree, if you have your doctorate degree, That's the first requirement, and that doctorate degree should have a level 10 NZQA or NZQA assessed. So NZQA or NZQA is what you need for what do you call this? For your transcript of records, your diploma to be assessed. That means it proves that you finished bachelor's degree, master's degree, or doctorate degree. So with your bachelor's degree in education, I'm only talking about education because education is the only thing I know. The second thing I know is about nursing because my husband is a nurse. So we've also processed his nursing qualification here in New Zealand. So if you will ask me, I can only talk about, again, teachers and nurses. Other than that, I cannot help any other people. Like, how can I become a student? How can I get to New Zealand to have a student visa? I don't know that because we didn't go that way, or that wasn't our pathway. Our pathway, the reason why we get to New Zealand is because one, I'm a teacher, my husband is a nurse. Okay, nurse with no experience in nursing. Okay, but he wanted to change his career, even if he was in education for a long time. You have ba? Sorry. Ano pala? Recent experience pa. He has experience in nursing but no recent experience. Okay, kinorek po ako. But that's right. So again, education, bachelor's degree, when you want your assessments to be, or your qualification assessed, one would be your bachelor's degree. It should be on level 7. So if you are a bachelor of secondary education major in whatever major, go for it. If you are a bachelor of elementary education, go for it. If you are an ECE, go for it. So again, the only requirement you need is you should have a bachelor's degree in education, and the second one is you should have your diploma. Okay, so that's NZQA. For those who wanted to know about the NZQA, they can verify your documents. One, by having your own, by your school's domain. So for example, with me, I have Gordon College as my school. So if yours, let's say, if your college has Gordon, let's say Jane.Cruz at gordoncollege.ph. The domain that will verify your documents should be the same as the name of your college or university, because NZQA or NZQA will not accept your assessment or your verification if you use gmail.com, yahoo.com, or whatever.com. It should be the school or the what do you call this, university's domain. Hi Jason, ikaw madaya ka, hindi mo pa ako binibigyan ng vlog. Okay, ang mga Ascensos, we are gonna have a vlog soon. So watch out for that. So we are going to have that. Yes, Choi? Make sure, ha? Ayan. So again, bachelor's. For master's degree, it's going to be the same. So if you have bachelor's, you have master's, you have doctorate degree, those three things. Bachelor should have level 7, master's should have level 9, and doctorate would have level 10. If your master's is level 8, it won't affect you. But if you applied for skilled migrant category, it will affect you. But nowadays, the straight to residency program. So again, all the things that I'm sharing is also found in Google, found on the INZ, meaning Immigration New Zealand. You can check it. Please don't base it on what I'm sharing. Also, Google search what I'm telling you. So again, for example, that one, bachelor's degree, if you get level 6 in your bachelor's degree, which is level 6, just like what I've got, I'm a level 6 for my bachelor's degree. I think it's because I took pharmacy first and then continued education. So in short, not all my subjects from Gordon College is not solely from Gordon College. It also came from SLU, which was my when I took my pharmacy. So I think that's the reason. But I don't know. It's again, that thing can only be asked, or we can, they are the judge. Whatever I've submitted, they will just, check it. That is why when I got my bachelor's degree level 6, I did the discretionary pathway. So without my master's, so I have master's in science education from Columban College. That gave me level 9. So if you have level 9 masters, that's still good. Okay? Doctorate. For the doctorate degree, if you have your doctorate and then you wanted to go to New Zealand, so there is pointing system already. But for those who have doctorate degree, you can only apply for skilled migrant category if one, you are 55 years old and below. Okay? So again, all these things that I'm saying, you can also find it sa INZ. Moving on with those experiences that I have, share ko lang yung last. Kasi nga, last time I was crying in my YouTube. So please do follow, like, and share. Hit that notification bell on my YouTube channel, Jane1J1 The Explorer. Nag-promote, kala mo talaga. Pero yon, please do watch my YouTube channel. Pero it's a mix of everything, Here in New Zealand, I am lucky because our team, the science department in my school, you can ask them for help. If you need anything, except money, maybe, maybe they will help you. They will guide you. If you are unsure of what you're doing, if you feel like giving up, ask them. Ask your coworkers, because that's how we learn. And again, I'll go back to when I came to New Zealand. um, I felt like a brand new beginning teacher because it's totally different. And I know some people might feel like, oh, it's so easy, life work balance and everything. Yes, it's life work balance, but at the same time, everything will be new. The way you work, the way you teach, the way you deal with students, it's different even from the US, you know? Pwede ba? Che, mas magaling, magaling. Kaya nga, dapat kasing ganda natin, charot. Punta na dito, Ives, I'm waiting. Charot, ayan. So, yun lang, um, workload, workload, yung schedule ko, honestly, Monday and Friday, yun yung full load ko. I start teaching at 8:30, I end at 3. So, first class, 8:30 to 9:30. Then, second class, 9:30 to 10:30. Then, third class, this is we also call it advisory class in the Philippines. And then, in the US, or here in New Zealand, we call it mentor class or whānau. Whānau means family. So our whānau class or mentor class is for like 15 to 30 minutes. So that's 10:30 to 10:45. Break is from 10:45 to 11:15 or 11:30. Oh, 10:45 to 11. Oh my God, I don't know. And then after that, 11:45 to 12:45. No, it should be 11:30 to 12. Hindi ko na alam yung schedule ko. Nakakaloka. Ate, pwede ba magpunta dyan sa New Zealand kahit? Let's check. Thank you po. Oo, yan. Ano, pwede pumunta dito kahit kasing arte ko, kasing ganda ko, kahit charot. Mark, I'm very proud of you. Thank you sa yung mga words of wisdom. Super, I love what you're doing and I'm very proud of you. Super. Ayun. Basta, I have 2 breaks. I think 45, 45. So imagine how many hours do I work? 2 hours and 30 or 2 hours and 15. And then another 1 hour and 30. Dalawang 1 hour and 30 or 1 hour and 15. So let's say that's 5 hours of teaching. So that's my full load every day, 5 hours. And then yung 1 hour is break. Yeah. Tapos here, by the way, we don't have a lot of meetings. If if they don't need you, they don't need you. So that means at 3 o'clock you can go home. If you're not gonna do or participate in any sports, coaching or whatever, you can go home. Pero last year, since I am, kasi dalawang type yung registration here. So as an overseas trained teacher, this is for your information, by the way. If you are an overseas trained teacher, if you go to schools, you have 1 year program. That is the mentoring program. 1 year mentoring program for overseas trained teachers. So what happens here in this 1 year mentoring program is you have a mentor. So that means a teacher, your head of department, or a teacher who is in charge of overseas trained teachers. They will help you, guide you, be familiar with the New Zealand curriculum, with how to handle students. They will give you trainings. They will send you to trainings as an overseas trained teacher. Again, that is only for a year. So last year, I was an overseas trained teacher. So I am, what do you call it? Provisional teaching certificate. If you wanted to check me, so you will just go to the teaching councils and teaching council, New Zealand Teaching Council, and then look for the teacher. So I'm Cruz Jane May. Then you can find my name there, and you'll see that now this year I am a fully registered teacher. Kasi I'm done with the first year mentoring. Hi Maricoy! Punta na dito. So again, as an overseas trained teacher, we can get full certification after this 1 year program for all overseas trained teachers. So it doesn't matter if you've been in the teaching industry for or teaching industry for 10 years, 20 years, it doesn't matter. As long as you're a teacher who did not study in New Zealand, you are considered an overseas trained teacher. So after that 1 year program, you will apply for full registration. And the good thing, if you are applying for that full registration, you don't have to pay any fees. So that's for free. And then I think there is another program right now that they can pay for you for that, or they can refund. So those things. And again, if you want to be a resident here in New Zealand, all you need to have is the teaching certificate, or what do you call this? Your um, practicing certificate. New Zealand Teaching Council practicing certificate or teaching certificate. Okay, I hope you got that right. But again, teaching in a different country is definitely a very challenging thing. Even for my children, um, I think it was Lexine. Lexine experienced being bullied. But the teachers were very helpful. Her teachers were very helpful. And I told her that you are a Filipino. So if they are telling you something about your skin, then just accept it. Tell them thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll say goodbye now. I think I talked too much. Thank you for everybody who watched my video. I really appreciate you tuning in with me or listening with my experience or some of the things that I wanted to share. And thank you, Chiquitan. Thank you, Romeo. Thank you, Laverne, for my new books. I really love this. And yeah, please do follow, like, and share and subscribe. to my channel. Bye mga ka-char, mga ka-char! Hi, Tol! Bye, Tol! Yaman-yaman mo naman, pumunta ka dito. Punta ka na dito, okay? Bye, everyone! Have a good night! Time check, 8:15 in New Zealand. Bye!